All right. Good afternoon. I don't even know what time it is wherever you are in the world. Um, I'm definitely going to talk about Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez next week on the 25th. Really excited for this fight. I think a thing about this fight is it's a big grudge match. It's been in the works for some years. I know even before Caleb Plant even fought Canelo Alvarez, they were beefing with David Benavidez. Goes back to like camp wars and stuff like that. So these guys actually hate each other. It's nothing like a boxing match when two people hate each other. It's 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 a beautiful thing, um, and it's gonna come down to like a simple thing as well. Um, Brawler versus boxer. Caleb Plant is the boxer. David Benavidez is the brawler. Caleb Plant brings a record. Let's see here. Let's see what Caleb Plant's record is. It's 22-1. Obviously losing to Canelo Alvarez. 13 KOs out of those 22, wins versus David Benavidez, who has 26 fights and 23 KOs. Uh, he's definitely a come forward fighter in that sense. And in a lot of his fights, he comes forward and he breaks people down. David Benavidez does, whereas obviously Caleb Plant prefers to box off of the back foot, and he'll wear you down through those skills and fast hands, and hence his name, Sweet Hands. And obviously, David Benavidez is a Mexican monster. So, hold on, definitely got smoke. I truly even see who I would even think he wins. And by the way, smoking on I think this is Black Runts and Butterscotch Willie. Yeah. Nothing like some good Black Runts. Take them right. Yeah. All right. Down, medicated, medicated for the show. Um, when it comes like to who's gonna win, it's like a 50-50 fight, low key. Caleb Plant surprised everybody in his last fight against Anthony Durrell by knocking him out. Um, and so now the narrative going into that is that Caleb could possibly have the power to hurt David Benavidez. David Benavidez is probably the most motivated he's ever been going into a fight. Probably maybe too motivated. Um, Maybe they can use that emotion against him. I don't know. Just saying, it's possible, or it could be the other way around. It's very hard to say. But from a technical standpoint, I can tell you this. David Benavidez, we've never seen him on his back foot. Um, and I think that Caleb Plant would need to do something to put him on his back foot to make him uncomfortable. Caleb Plant has to do something to push David Benavidez back to win this fight. It's really that simple. Um, uh, if he doesn't do, if he doesn't do anything to push him back, he'll just get ran over because David Benavidez is coming in there to literally like snatch his soul. At the end, like he gonna come in there, he's gonna throw those combinations. He is gonna take his time, obviously, but he's coming in there to break down and walk down Caleb Plant. I don't think he's coming in there to take a step back. And what you have to do is you have to put David Benavidez in a spot where out of his game plan because he's expecting Caleb Plant to be on that back foot. I don't think he's expecting Caleb Plant to too much out of him. I think he's expecting to run him over. And so this is where I say for Caleb Plant, when David Benavidez comes at you, I would suggest counters to the body. It's nothing like counters to the body to stop a man in his momentum. David Benavidez obviously doesn't have the best head movement. He's not easy to hit, but he doesn't have the most slick head movement. I mean, you could probably occupy him with the jab, but definitely go to that body. I don't think I've seen too many people give it to him too much in the body. So I would say invest in that. And take air out of David Benavidez. Take pressure out of his tires. Take steam out of his punches. Obviously, for David Benavidez, he would have to, obviously, if Caleb Plant is going to be on the back foot, he's going to have to be effectively using his aggression and cutting off the ring intelligently and probably cutting him off with the right type of punches. You're probably going to cut him off with good hooks and have Caleb Plant running and pivoting into hooks as well. You know, I think it's really 50-50. It's about who shows up, who really shows up for that game plan. I like both fighters. I don't really have a horse in the race as far as who I want to win. I mean, I think both are great, and either one I don't mind. I would like to see David Benavidez, I guess, against Canelo Alvarez and see that matchup. So if you're going by the standards of probably the casino, their whole thing is that David Benavidez is probably going to run over Caleb Plant, and probably within like 6 rounds or so. But I think if Caleb Plant can make him step back when it matters and hit him with the right counters and obviously invest to the body. And I want to see, I think that in the later rounds, maybe he can unravel David Benavidez. You know, maybe he can unravel. Maybe he can get to him later like, hey, this guy is still here. Like, he's still here. I've been throwing all these good shots. You know, maybe I hit him with a few. Maybe he's catching a few and riding a few shots. But the way I see it, that's a way Caleb Plant can win. That is a way he can win. He can drag David Benavidez into those deeper waters, into the championship rounds. and there we can see if he's really gonna shine. But I think you have to get there. If Caleb Plant can get David Benavidez into the late rounds, I think he can win this fight. And it's really a matter of, can he get past those first 6 rounds, like in working fashion? Can he not skate past it, but can he at least take a few? Can he survive and effectively survive those first 6 rounds with winning a few rounds? If he can get past those first 6 rounds, I think that David Benavidez can be drowned in late waters. Let's not get it confused that Caleb Plant is not a bad boxer. He's only lost to one other good ass boxer, which is Canelo Alvarez, who is also a monster. So at the end of the day, like, that's how I see it working. And if the fight ends in a KO, I expect early. I do expect that to be David Benavidez. But if it ends in a KO late, I expect that to be Caleb Plant, or by decision. I do think that Caleb Plant can outbox David Benavidez if he can avoid that power. David Benavidez has footwork, but I don't think his footwork is better than Caleb Plant's. And yes, he has power, but you have to be able to land the bomb. That's great. You can have a tank, but if you can't hit the target, it doesn't matter. So I see both ways in winning, but I guess, I say I'll go with Caleb Plant to win. Let's just go with that one for this time. Let's just say Caleb Plant, late stoppage. Late stoppage. Like, it may not happen, as if he can get past those, but I'll just say, yeah, Caleb Plant, late stoppage. That's just, let's just say and let's say again, that's if David Benavidez does not catch him with them hands. Because at the end of the day, the man dangerous. But just for the sake of being interesting, we'll just say Caleb Plant, late stoppage, impossible win by decision, and David Benavidez by early KO if you want to gamble on it. So yeah, that's what I think. I think it's a great fight, and I am excited to see who the winner fights. And I think Demetrius Andre said he's interested in fighting the winner of that fight. So that's something to see. He's fresh in 168, and he's a pretty, good fighter in his own right as well. So it will be something exciting to see. At the end of the day, it's just my thoughts on it, and hope everybody has a good day.